All right, so we're here with old Doug from the service department. Doug recently took a trip to Milwaukee to do some training. Talk about that, Doug. What'd you do?
A couple weeks ago, Carter and I, we went up to Milwaukee, Harley-Davidson, and we took a Sportster class and ended up actually learning how to work on the new Sportster engine, which is pretty neat, the RA 1250. It's really, really cool. Turns out we were like one of the only, at the time, we were one of the first classes in the country to do that.
So you guys were kind of guinea pigs almost?
Yeah, we were, absolutely. It was the first test.
So how was that? You know, going through the motions of being
It was pretty neat. It was a lot of learning for everybody. For us, of course, because no one has really ever been inside that engine, and being that's brand new. Even the instructor, it was his first time teaching the class, so it was pretty neat. We all kind of learned together, and surprisingly, it's a really neat engine. Very well built, very, very refined Harley engine. It's pretty cool. Excited to see.
In the sense of service, do you feel like we're moving towards, is it getting easier for you guys to work on these bikes in the way that they're being built, or are we getting a little bit more technically advanced on some?
Yeah, they're definitely getting way more advanced, but at the same time, it's surprisingly very simple to work on that engine. The way that they thought about it, put things together, very surprised actually how much simpler that engine is to work on, say, versus like a V-Rod. V-Rod's very complicated, very time consuming. This engine is very mechanically friendly and user-friendly too at the same time. It's really neat. A lot of neat features in that bike. They put a lot of thought into that thing.
Cool. So away from the class and everything, how was Milwaukee? How was the motorcycle culture out there through?
Milwaukee was great. I mean, when we first got off the airplane, we went to the Harley-Davidson Museum, got a tour of that place. If you've never been, highly recommend it. Harley-Davidson Museum is awesome. Great food. Love Milwaukee. Everybody was really friendly. Italian food was on point. Neat town. I mean, really, it was cool. It's a lot different than, the Four Corners, the architecture there, and the weather, and so on and so forth. It was a really neat place. Highly recommend going to Milwaukee.
Sounds like you're excited to go back sometime.
I would love to go back. It was really neat. I had a blast. Good time.
Well, we appreciate you, Doug, coming in and taking the time for us today, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's your intro. I'm Carter Crawford. All right, so we're here with Carter, our other service tech who went to Milwaukee.
That's me.
That is him. So Carter, away from the class, because we talked with Doug, we already know about what y'all did. Give us a little bit more insight to the museum. What was that all about?
Dude, the museum's insane. Like, the amount of history is kind of mind-boggling to see all in one spot. Taking the tour of the museum with Louis Ness, that was definitely a plus. Like, that's something I'll never forget.
Go into that. Who's Louis Ness?
So Louis Ness he started in '74 for Harley-Davidson, back when like AMF and Harley were starting to kind of go at it, and was a designer, and then became a lead designer all the way, I think he worked until 2008. But it was just cool to take a tour and then see the actual things that he's created, and then see like how he did it, what he did it, when he did it,
how he implemented it,
yeah,
the culture,
and like the amount of. I think the coolest part about the museum is the amount of like mess-ups with the victories, instead of just them all being this highlight of like, this is what we're good at.
Right.
It's pretty cool to see how history is full circle, for sure.
That's cool. So do they outline it like, I've never been to the museum clearly, but like when you go, is it kind of like, here's the early models, and then like you kind of walk through the progression
like it's a pretty big open floor plan, but it's really cool because they set it up from the very beginning, very first Harley. It's in a box, and then once you start there, then you kind of just like meander through the building. It's basically one big history kind of. I'll tell you what's really cool was innate heads were developed in like 1923.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So they were developed in 1923.
Yeah, 4-valve heads were in like the 20s. It's not anything new for today.
Really? Just being implemented newly.
Yeah, that's like Louis kept saying that everything's full circle. Everything's full circle for sure. Like nothing is really new. It's just better.
So how long do you think? So with that being said, with like the 1250 with the new motor,
Yeah.
how long has that been in the works? Do you think?
Oh, I bet the Pan America's been in the works ever since the V-Rod was made. Because they came out with the V-Rod, and then it was pretty fast, but they knew that they could make it way faster, way better. And then seeing it now, it's.
So being able to see everything go full circle like that, where do you think we're going to be in the next like 10, 15?
where nobody expects us to be. That's for sure. Because especially with Pan America and the adventure market, we've dominated the touring bike, but everything in between that, I think we're about to step into some stuff that nobody's ever seen. For sure.
That's cool. I feel like being able to go to the museum and seeing like where we were 10 years ago,
Yeah.
or even 50 years ago, look at those big jumps, to looking where we're at now, like you can kind of gauge it to where.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And I think my favorite part is that most of Harley is built off of like having fun and then having that grudge to win. Like that's I mean, it's all about racing. That's what drove the two guys to actually build the company the way they did. And that, like, to me, that's the way that you build a business. It's fun and just match.
And with the headquarters being there and everything, do you kind of get that sense? I know Doug was kind of talking about it. It was cold. It was a chilly weekend, but is that culture throughout the town of Milwaukee? Like, can you tell Harley kind of runs deep there?
Dude, everything in Milwaukee is like either brick, stone, or iron. Like, there's nothing soft about that city. Like, and to me, that's to understand that, and then also be inside of a business that is from there. It just shows how the weather. I mean, just the weather is hard enough. So it just shows that, and then the persistence to build these machines in that time.
No, it's cool to see it go full circle like that. Being able to build up the culture of the business, of the brand, and then having a city that represents that so well too.
Yeah. There's so many. I didn't even realize like how many huge businesses were there, but it's very, very industrial. That's the only place that I've ever been to that I've never seen any architecture like that. That was pretty damn cool.
Well, in that sound, it sounds like you guys are excited to get back there. Do you guys have any trainings or any plans on getting back there, or any races or Bagger Racing League coming up out there?
Bagger Racing League, got a race in like 3 weeks. Yep, 3 weeks in Sonoma, December 10th, 12th, and then Doug and I will probably go to another class, which puts us in and out of expert. Hopefully soon, like next 2 months, 3 months.
So then with the expert stuff, how is the next step Master Tech after that, after expert?
It is.
So how long you guys got until that goes?
Hopefully if everything goes well, like a year, 2 years, and then everything will be
Go.
A-okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet being where Doug and I are at such young ages.
Yeah, I was gonna say two of the young guns killing it, but definitely
Not
on the way up.
not what I would have expected to be doing in life, but that's
Awesome.
it's pretty badass.
Well, we appreciate your time today, Carter, and we'll see you out on the racetrack soon.
All right, man. Thanks.